Good morning, TGIF, everyone. Friday drive-in. Wanted to touch on Matthew 5. I think it's around the 45th, 46th verse there. Sermon on the Mount. Jesus says some crazy stuff in there. He says, love your enemies. Do good to those who despitefully use you and persecute you. That's a crazy saying. That's a difficult thing to do. But one thing for sure is if you'll commit to trying to behave yourself and control your temper, control your behavior, control your disposition and your effect on other people, God will help you. God will strengthen you. It can be very difficult when somebody is disrespecting you and mistreating you and speaking harshly to you to return blessing for evil and to strive or try. We all fall a little short, I'm sure, but I think that's a safe bet. We all struggle with this, but to be an example is what people need to see today. To be an example of what Christ is, who Christ is, and what it means to follow him means to be like him. It says that he left us a testimony, he left us an example in 1 Peter 2, that we would follow in his steps. That means we would behave or do our best to behave like he behaved. And he loved his enemies. He was a lion testifying against sin, but he became a lamb when he was persecuted. He did not raise his voice or his attitude or his temper or never resorted to violence. So loving your enemies is a tall task. But the scripture says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. So you being willing to control yourself is a protection for yourself and a protection for others. You being willing to speak kindly no matter how other people speak to you, no matter how other people disrespect you, you choose to disrespect them, not just because of who they are, but because of who you are and because of who Christ has made you to be. In 1 Peter 2, it says that when Jesus was reviled, he reviled not again. In Psalms 39, this is a prophetic testimony of Christ I believe, when he was before Pilate. It says he kept silent. He kept his tongue while the wicked was before him. He said, while the fire burned, or he said, I mused while the fire burned. My spirit was hot within me. So there was an emotional struggle even going on within the heart and the mind of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, while he was before the wicked. It wasn't easy for him. It wasn't something that he just, oh yeah, I'm just gonna hold my tongue. It was difficult for him. There's a scripture in James 3 that talks about he that can control or bridle his tongue, the same as a perfect man or woman. Well, that says a lot. You are mature. That's what perfect means, is mature. You're mature if you can control your tongue. Nobody else has the remote control for your tongue, do they? We'd like to say, well, I did this because of so-and-so did that. But that's not true. You chose to respond. You make a choice in how you're going to respond to other people, no matter how they treat you. So this is an act of our will. It's an act of our, it's a choice. Nobody else is in charge of your choices. You and I have to become responsible for our own choices and our own effect on other people. That's something that doesn't seem to be that important to everybody nowadays. What is your effect? How do you come across to other people? Because they might not agree with your belief system, but it's hard to argue with a well-behaved, courteous, kind, and patient person. It's hard to ignore that when somebody is cutting you up one side and down the other with their sharp tongue, and you refuse to revile back and fight back. That doesn't mean you need to sit there like a doormat and be abused, but it does mean that you need to have full control over your mouth. There's some scriptures in Proverbs that talk about the tongue. There's one that talks about, I don't know if it's in Proverbs, that talks about serpent's poison or adder's poison is under their tongue. So it's so important that we live the testimony and not just speak about God or speak about faith or speak about Christ. It's so important that we become that living testimony that people can see. There's a scripture in Matthew 5 that talks about they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And one of your good works is to hold on to that thing inside your mouth. Grab a hold of it, hold it, control it, and be careful what comes out of there. You can do a lot of damage with your tongue. God bless you. Remember, love those people that dishonor and disrespect you. That's what Christ commanded. God bless you. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Go to church on Sunday. Lift your hands and worship the great God of heaven. And if you like these videos, like and subscribe on YouTube. Live for More 310, and I'll keep creating more. God bless.